Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another video. In this one, we're going to be jumping into a Thursday Night Football showdown slate. We have the New York Giants going to Foxborough and playing the Patriots. Should be a really fun game to watch. I wish I wasn't working tonight, but it's supposed to be pretty nasty weather in Foxborough. So we're just going to jump right into this one. I don't have a whole lot for you. If you have not already, please do leave a like on this video. It does mean the world to me. Again, the support has just been unreal. And then again, as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, whether it's Draftkings, FanDuel, Yahoo, any DFS site, or season-long fantasy football questions, definitely let me know. I'm happy to give y'all any advice that I can. Real quick, I am going to be approaching cash a couple different ways tonight. I'm not sure which way I'm going to kind of ultimately decide on. I'm going to save that for my members over here at DFS Squid. But right now, for cash, it's either going to be Tom Brady at captain for me. I'm okay with paying up for 17-7 Tom Brady at captain. Probably the safest play on the slate. It's either going to be him, James White, or the Patriots defense for me in cash at captain. I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to want all three of those guys in my cash lineup, but who I take for captain, I'm going to leave for the members over there. And then going more so for tournaments, which y'all know I like to do. I'm not the guy that enters 150 lineups. I assume most of y'all don't enter 150 lineups. If you do, then you can definitely take my information and do what you will with it in terms of making your groups. But I usually hand build, anywhere from 10 to 50 showdown lineups for these single game slates. When it comes to tournaments tonight, everybody's talking about the weather, and me of all people, I play the weather like it's the ultimate decision of whether or not teams can throw the ball, run the ball, things like that. Tonight, with this bad weather, I expect the Patriots defense to probably be 30 to 50% owned in GPPs and all tournament formats. I expect guys like Tom Brady, Julian Edelman to both be like 50% owned. Tom Brady probably 75. It's going to be a pretty chalky slate with those three guys. A lot of people probably on Sony Michel with the bad weather too. I don't have my ownership projections yet, but I'm just letting you guys know who I think are going to be the most popular guys on the slate. Darius Slayton for the Giants is going to be pretty popular as well after his week last week. He only had 5 targets, converted one for a decently long touchdown, 30, 35 yards or something like that. I'm not really on Darius Slayton tonight. I don't think Danny Dimes is going to have time in the pocket to kind of wait for that route to develop. I mean, if it's, a slant route, something like that, yards after the catch, I get it. But speaking of yards after the catch and slant routes, that's why we're going to be targeting Golden Tate. That's the only Giant that I love tonight. I think Golden Tate is the one guy that I really just want. I'm okay with playing him in captain for tournaments. I think he could break 100+ and get a touchdown easily tonight. Danny Dimes is going to have to check it down pretty quick tonight. I don't expect him to have more than 3 seconds from touching the ball to having to get rid of it. That New England defense is very smothering, and I think that when he does throw the ball, it's going to be the Golden Tate on probably like a 6 or 7 yard ADOT sort of passes. I mean, you can't argue Golden Tate yards after the catch. As a Lions fan, I had the pleasure of watching it, and he's just unbelievable with that. He's definitely not happy with his role in the offense last week. I know he still had 6 targets, which was more than Darius Slayton, but he deserves and expects more than that. So I think that this week with everybody out, Evan Ingram, Sterling Shepard, Saquon, and Wayne Gallman, they're going to have to get him more involved. And I don't expect them to be running Hillman too much tonight. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be on him. Almost at this point, I'm wondering if he might be a little bit more contrarian because of, being a road dog running back. So I'm on Golden Tate. I'm okay with him in the captain spot, but he's not my favorite captain tonight. My absolute favorite captain is going to be Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon just makes so much sense to me. He's going to see a lot of DeAndre Baker, who's easily the worst DB in the league right now. He's just going to have so much opportunity to just expose the guy. You can't dislike him. I don't care about the weather or not. I think the weather might throw people off of Josh Gordon because Josh Gordon is not Julian Edelman. Julian Edelman is that low ADOT guy, kind of like Golden Tate, yards after the catch. Julian Edelman isn't even really yards after the catch. He just catches 10-yard balls, gets tackled, and does it over and over and over. Josh Gordon is that 50-yard bomb touchdown sort of guy, and he's going to get looks. He's going to get those targets where he can make things like that happen. This is a secondary that is easily exposed, and with his level of talent, I'm really high on him to be able to make something happen tonight. Keep an eye on him. He's questionable right now. I expect him to play. It's just He's probably not going to be sitting tonight. I would be shocked if he did, but against that secondary, no matter how bad the weather is, with how open he should be able to get, I think Tom can put the ball somewhere in that vicinity where Josh Gordon can go grab it. So I'm plugging him in captain for a lot of my tournament lineups tonight. I just think it's a really, really smart contrarian play to make. Like I said, the upside's there, and a lot of people are not going to be having Josh Gordon in captain, if at all. I think most people are going Brady, Edelman, White, kind of like I mentioned for cash. But if we had Josh Gordon in captain, we are going to definitely want Tom Brady below him on a slate like this. If you're going to have one of Brady's pass catchers, I think you definitely need Brady. Brady is going to be the uber chalk tonight, probably the highest owned player on the slate. I would be shocked if he was not. So I'm okay with definitely playing Brady below him, get a little correlation there. This is where I think that you could totally differentiate yourself. I think an Edelman fade is a viable option tonight because of how many people are saying, the weather's going to be bad. Danny Jones is going to check down to Golden Tate, which I think is going to happen. But then they're also saying Brady's going to check down to Edelman. And I don't know if that's going to be a super strong point to make. Because Edelman, don't get me wrong, absolute monster. He's a stud. He's a great player. But, I mean, I'm hoping he has one of these 9 or 7 point games tonight. If he goes under 10 points tonight on an Edelman fade, I think that you could absolutely break the slate by fading him. Fading Daniel Jones. Go ahead and plug in Golden Tate so we do get a giant in this lineup. And then probably take another one with Brady's pass catchers like James White. You could take James White or Sony Michel. Don't really care. I prefer White just because the floor, I think, is higher. Michel probably has a higher ceiling with all the touchdown upside he has. But if we were to go James White here, we're going to have 54.50 remaining per player. We could do something like go all the way down to the bottom and take the starting tight end, Rhett Ellison, and then come back up and go Edelman. That's not something that I love, but I'm okay with doing that, obviously having that as one of my mini lineups. I lean more so on something like taking the other running back for New England. Take Sony Michel and then come down and grab like Lacoste or Izzo. Lacoste is going to be getting a majority of the snaps rather than Izzo. Ben Watson got cut. So it's going to be between these two guys. I think Lacoste is probably the better of the two, even though Izzo had the touchdown last week. I would lean more so towards Lacoste for sure if you're going to play one of these New England tight ends. But if you were to do something like this where you're playing both running backs, Josh Gordon, Tom Brady, you can differentiate yourself. Go ahead and grab Lacoste, something like that. I'm okay with leaving the salary on the table. If you did not want to do that, I would be okay with taking in somebody. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Darius Slayton tonight. I think you can play him if you think that's a good option, but I personally just don't think that he's going to have time in the pocket to really look for those guys on the outside. That's why I think Golden Tate coming out of the slot is probably your best bet. He'll take some of those Sterling Shepard routes with Shepard out. The only other guy that's a giant that I really want to talk about is Cody Latimer. He is going to get a lot of snaps. I just don't think that I'm going to have much, if any, exposure to him at $800. It's worth it because it's 4x min price. $800, you can basically fit almost anybody other than Edelman up top here. I just don't think Latimer is going to be the guy tonight. I'm high on Golden Tate. Other than that, I'm pretty much staying away from the Giants' offense. I would be okay with this lineup taking somebody like the Pats' defense even. And that leaves us 4,700. Probably staying away from both kickers tonight. If Burkhead plays, I'm probably not going to have much of him. Maybe a little bit here and there and just pray for a touchdown, essentially. I mean, the rushing attempts will be there. They're huge home favorites. They're huge home favorites, but we all know Bill Belichick doesn't really like to just, milk the clock. Tom Brady's he's the GOAT. He's 42 years old, has 6 rings. He's the best. This is something that I'm going to be looking at. These are kind of the guys I'm prioritizing tonight, just these 5 right here. Favorite plays on the slate. I hope that y'all all do very, very well tonight. Again, I can't say it enough. I hope that you're liking the way that I'm doing these videos because I watched another video from the same guy. Just clicked on it. It came up on my YouTube feed last night. And he says the same thing for every Showdown lineup and just does not say anything about the players. Just says if you're going to have Josh Gordon and captain, you want Tom Brady behind him. If you want Edelman and captain, you're going to want Tom Brady behind him. Then you're going to want another one of Tom Brady's pass catchers down here. You got to run it back with somebody on the Giants. It just makes sense. And I mean, it's pretty common knowledge for most people that play these Showdown slates that that's kind of how you want to do it. So I hope that you like the fact that I'm giving you some actual takes. These are my 5 guys tonight, if you include the Patriots defense as one of my players. I'm prioritizing these guys in almost everything. So if you guys enjoyed this video, again, please do leave a like. As always, I really appreciate it. My goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers, hopefully by week 12 of the NFL season. That gives us like a little over a month to do that. So hopefully we can achieve that goal. But thank you guys again for the support. It's been absolutely unreal. I will be peeking at TVs and my phone while I'm at work tonight. So I'll be trying to keep an eye on the game and see if anybody DMs me on Twitter and has any questions for me. I always like to help out with the in-game showdown slates too for like the second half and fourth quarter. So feel free to DM me on Twitter or comment on the video with any questions you have, and good luck tonight.